Westwood Memorial Park in Los Angeles. And our first person we have is probably another one of my favorites, Peter Falk. A lot of people will remember him as playing Detective Columbo on the TV series Columbo, and a lot of younger audiences will know him as the grandpa that reads the fun story in The Princess Bride. I remember when Peter Falk died. That was very, very sad. But he's always been one of my favorites, so it's really nice to come here and see him. So here we are at the niche of actor Brian Keith. He made a lot of movies. One of the movies I remember him being in was the original Parent Trap from like the 60s. So yeah, he was a pretty good actor, Mr. Brian Keith himself. So on the other side of where Brian Keith is, we find actress Doris Roberts. She was in Mr. Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. What was the other one, honey? Everybody Loves Raymond. I haven't really watched that one, but she plays the mom in that. So there's Doris Roberts. Just behind where Brian Keith and Doris Roberts, I guess in front of where Brian Keith and Doris Roberts are, we find another wonderful actor, Walter Matthau. He's pretty cool. He was in a TV show called The Odd Couple, but I remember him from being in Dennis the Menace in the 1990s, and he played Mr. Wilson. And that's one of my favorite movies, so it's nice to come here and see where him and his wife are. So now we found the grave, I guess it's the grave of legendary singer Dean Martin. Everybody loves somebody sometime. I remember Dean Martin for his awesome Christmas songs, and the song "When Your Moon Hit the Line Like a Big Piece of Glass," a Murray song. That one. That's him. Here we have another lady that needs no introduction. This is Miss Marilyn Monroe herself. Right here. And another soul that was gone too soon. Her last movie, it's called The Misfits. Never seen it, but I know that was her last movie she did. This is the most popular grave at Westwood, so. Marilyn Monroe. Now we are at the gravesite of beloved actress Natalie Wood. She was in some movies such as the original West Side Story and the original Miracles on 39th Street. She was another soul that was gone too soon. So here's Miss Natalie Wood. Here we are at our final grave is legendary actor Don Knotts. He played the sheriff in the Andy Griffith TV show, and he was also Mr. Limpet in the Mr. Limpet movie where he turns into a fish. But younger audiences will also remember him on a Disney Channel movie called Quince, where he played like the governor or the mayor or something. That was one of his last movies, I think. So there's Mr. Don Knotts.
So here we have the grave of Rodney Dangerfield. If you look at his stone, it says, "There goes the neighborhood." Rodney Dangerfield, he was a comedian. He started writing jokes when he was pretty young, and I know he was a big comedian inspiration for a lot of people. He's also well known for quite a few movies. One movie that I've seen him in is a movie called Caddyshack, which I know is one of my dad's favorites. But yeah, so here is Rodney Dangerfield. So here we have the picture of the grave of actor Bob Crane and his wife. Now, Bob Crane was well known for shows like Hogan's Heroes. I think that was his most well-known one. He was also in the Bob Crane Show. So that is what Bob Crane was in. He was also very, very sadly murdered in Scottsdale, Arizona in June of 1978. He was beaten to death when he was sleeping and strangled with an electrical cord. He was 49 years old, and his murder remains unsolved to this day. So nobody knows exactly who killed Bob Crane or what exactly happened there, which is very, very sad because he was only 49. So I feel like he was very young and still had lots of other shows and movies that he could have done to keep his career going, but yeah, unfortunately he was murdered, and I do hope that one day they're able to find the person who did it and bring justice to Bob Crane and his family.
Say